What is good, everybody? It's your boy Jay in the building. We is back. The Boombox Classic. The Boombox Classic is on the way. Possibly one of the biggest games of the year. College game day is in attendance. So let's go right into it. Let's talk about it. So first off, let's speak about this quarterback battle between Bashawn McCray and Shedeur Sanders. Both completely different, yet they're both effective, man. First off, let's talk about Shedeur. Of course, one of the candidates for Heisman Trophy, 2,200 yards with 23 touchdowns, man, and very accurate. Can throw inside and outside the pocket, and definitely somebody who is dangerous when he finds an open receiver, man. And we have Bashawn McCray. Very dual threat quarterback. He cannot also can he throw the ball accurately, but he's also the leading rusher on the team, and he's damn near top 5 in the SWAC in rushing. Now the thing with both of these quarterbacks is that they're dealing with two very dangerous defenses in the SWAC. If y'all don't know, let me just show y'all what I mean. Both of these defenses are absolutely dangerous. And if you can see, these two teams are the top 2 in the conference. Like offense or defense. Now, as you're looking at the defensive side, you're also know that both of these teams are top 2 in scoring offense. Top 2 in passing, and while Southern is number 1 in rushing, I think Jackson State is probably 4 or 5 in rushing as well, offensively. But y'all can see on defense, man, they are both dangerous, and especially with, I don't know if y'all saw the weather report for this game, but it's 80% chance of rain. 80% chance of rain, so both of these quarterbacks are not only going to have to be careful, but both running games are going to be very essential for this game. Now the thing with both of these offenses going up against the top 2 defenses in the SWAC, there are some keys to the game that I kind of want to share with y'all. These are my keys that I'm sure they won't listen, but I'm sure that it can help both Jackson State and Southern. So, number 1, man, I have established the run. You establish the run, you control the clock. You keep their defense on the field, and you keep your defense off the field. So both of these offenses are gonna have to really, really be able to run the ball in this game, especially with the rain conditions, because you don't want to put your quarterback in harm's way and have him throw the ball 30, 40, 50 times. This is not the game for that. This is the perfect game for your running backs to be able to run the ball 25, 30 times this game. Number 2 is convert on third downs. Now, I know that Jackson State didn't convert a third down until the second half last week. There were only 2 for 14. So it's definitely gonna be essential that both of these offenses convert on third down and keep their offense on the field. Number 3, limit the amount of turnovers. Me personally, Jackson State is not gonna be able to get away with losing the turnover battle and still win the game. That's what happened with them at least 2 or 3 times this year. They were fortunate to win Tennessee State in last week's game, because they lost. Matter of fact, all of their turnovers has been in the red zone, and they don't want to do that. So this right here is going to be the game where you have to limit your turnovers, because me personally, the team with the least amount of turnovers is going to win this game. Number 4, I have create mismatches. Put your receivers in slots. Put them in the best position for them to get the ball, especially with Travis Hunter. You can put him in slot, put him in motion, go bunch, go stack, do anything, go trips, do anything that you have to do, and you're gonna have to make sure that the receivers win their one-on-one battles, because both defenses are gonna go man a lot because they trust their back end. So these offenses are gonna have to know and let them know that your receivers are gonna have to win their one-on-one battles this week. It's gonna be very important. And number 5, score in the red zone. I don't know how many times neither of these teams are gonna be in the red zone. So any score in the red zone is going to help. Now, especially with Southern can't kick no field goals. You're going to have to score touchdowns, because especially with how electric and how explosive Jackson State's offense can be, you don't know what you're going to be facing. Like, you can see what you see on film, but it's different when you actually step on that field and have to go against it. So it's going to be important especially with Southern, to not only kick field goals, but to score touchdowns. And the same thing with Jackson State. I don't want to see Jackson State fumble on their way to the end zone. I don't want to see a pick because you're trying to force feed somebody the ball. Jackson State, you're gonna have to be able to score in the red zone. That's gonna be important, man. So, look, both of these teams are gonna do very well. I know this is gonna be a hard-fought game, but I can assure you that it's gonna be something to watch. This game is definitely gonna be something to watch, man. I can't wait for it, man. I can't wait for it. I promise you it's gonna be a good game. Special teams is also gonna play a big part, or I'll say special teams / field position is gonna play a huge part in this game as well. Especially when you don't know how many chances a team is gonna have in the red zone. Especially with both of these defenses on the field, you're gonna have to take every opportunity to punt, to have good punts, have good punt coverage, have good kickoff coverage. Make sure that you're able to make your field goals, because you don't know how often you're gonna be close enough to even have an attempt at a field goal. So field position is going to be very, very important in this game. And the thing that Jackson State is going to have to remember is that they're going up against a very, very good dual threat quarterback. Now, just in case y'all don't know, let me just show y'all how well Jackson State fares against running or against dual threat quarterbacks. Now, I didn't have Jeremy Musa up here because Jeremy Musa is really not a dual threat quarterback. They don't design runs for him. But every other quarterback they face this year, they are all very good dual threat quarterbacks. They can all run the ball very well. But as y'all can see, the amount of yards that they had versus Jackson State so far this year, it has not been effective. Now, the quarterback who did have the most success was Jeremiah Jones, from Valley State, surprisingly. Now, I know y'all gonna see that -78 and y'all gonna think it's wild. Let me say this. Y'all know that a sack does not only account for the defense in the yardage, but it also accounts for the rushing yards of the quarterback. And that only happens in college football. I don't know why that's not the case for the NFL, but that's only the case for college football. So if y'all see that -78, y'all know it's wild. But he was actually sacked 9 times during that game. Draylon Ellis. For those of y'all know, he plays for Tennessee State. All right, so he got sacked 9 times. But yeah, y'all can see that Jackson State fares very well versus running quarterbacks. And I know what everybody's thinking about Southern's schedule so far. That they played Memorial and they played Virginia Lynchburg, and honestly, they got beat down by LSU. Those are the only 2 or 3 games that people really talk about when it comes to Southern, and nobody talks about their winning streak so far. But if we're gonna be honest, the 3 out of their last 4 games have been against SWAC opponents. They beat Prairie when Prairie was 3-0. They beat Alcorn when Alcorn was 2-0 in the conference. And they beat in Arkansas Pine Bluff, who was on a 2-game winning streak. Or a 3-game winning streak, might have you. So you can't say that Southern hasn't played nobody when 3 out of their last 4 games have come against the SWAC opponents. So it's definitely going to be an interesting thing that, and not to mention, Southern has played in front of a sold-out crowd before this year. Matter of fact, they played in Death Valley with over 100,000 people in the stands. Most of them being LSU. And I never been in Death Valley before. But I can assure you that they are very, 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 very loud. Their student section is very, 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 very loud. That stadium gets completely loud. And I know that Southern could barely hear anything. Especially with, it's the first time Southern and LSU actually played in their 10 minutes apart. So you can kind of see that it could be a rivalry going, but, with how there's a very large difference in talent between LSU and Southern. So I don't know if that will be happening much anytime soon. But, yeah, man, so like I said, College Game Day is making their appearance. First time in a long time that they're appearing at an HBCU. Now, I did say something about the rain, and let me just say this. Black people do not do well when it comes to rain. You will not see, look, if it rains out there, and look, I don't know how long it's going to rain for. I don't know when it's going to rain, but I will say this. Black folks and rain don't mix. Especially in the state, especially for older people. Because, look, at HBCU games, there are a lot more older people that be at these games. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little more civilized in the sense. They're not going to stand in front of that if it rains the majority of the game. They ain't going to stand for that. So that could play a factor too. But it is going to be something to watch, man. I can't wait for it. I'm not going to pick a winner yet, because it's going to be hard for me to pick a winner. But I am going to, evaluate. But this game is definitely going to be, it's definitely going to be something to watch, man. I can't wait for it. And look, I definitely want to watch the 5th quarter of these 2 games, man. You got the Human Jukebox versus the Sonic Boom. I cannot wait for it, man.